there's a lot of people have been killed after going live and your ops finding out your location, pop smoke.
That's got to be a clip. That's got to be a clip.
If he could be trying to indicate to his ops that he is not lacking and thus don't come to try to shoot him, he has it on him.
All right, we're back. It's NANODOSing. Billy, take it away.
I want to get Arian's live reaction to the new Sports Illustrated cover. Have you seen
Arian? Yeah, he's actually the first person I thought about too when I saw it.
I just put it into the group chat.
Haven't seen it. Let me see.
So, Billy, as great as the group chat is for passing information around, this is a podcast.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
it's Martha Stewart on the cover. She's one of the cover models for it. So look at the picture. Let me know what you think, Arian. She's 81 years young.
She's 81.
Yeah,
I think she's like 83.
Man, that's right in my wheelhouse, baby.
Yeah, that's
you,
will you be reaching out to Martha to congratulate her on her front page?
Nah, I'm gonna let her live. I'm not a creep, but you know what I'm saying. I can enjoy. I can enjoy a nice looking older woman, and say that she looks good, man.
A beautiful woman.
She looks good, man. Yo, side note. Old YouTube popped up on my old episode of ours popped up on my feed the other day or yesterday, and it was I think it was the allegations one where we was talking about Michael Jackson.
Oh, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yo, Big T, the best thing that you have ever done is grow out your beard, bro.
I agree.
Bro, have y'all look at old Big T, man.
No, don't.
We were just talking about this before we were recording.
We were actually talking about this 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'll never not have one ever again.
That's wild.
Yeah, because we were.
Yeah, you look good, man.
I look like a small child.
It's like a small, big ass child.
I know. Yeah, it's not. It's I don't like it.
The glow.
I mean,
is crazy.
because you have so much hair on your face now. How often did you have to shave? Because I've never shaved this.
So so you don't shave at all?
Well, I get edge up, so
okay,
trim, you know.
So
I don't come naturally this lined up. You know what I mean?
I always I was like, I wonder what I would look like with one, but it would take so long to grow one that I could just never get past. Like I'd go 2 or 3 weeks and it'd be just itchy and stuff, and I could never get past it. But then I finally just a year ago, I decided I was like, I'm just gonna let it keep going and see.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, me too. I'll never go back.
I can grow a goatee, but I don't know how. How long did it take for it to connect?
Probably. I mean, it was never
sideburns to the.
I mean, it was always. It just took to grow out a couple months, probably.
Mm-hmm. So I shave every day, but I couldn't get past once I get to the goatee and mustache, I can't go farther.
Interesting. It was always full. It was just never. It was always fully there. It just wouldn't grow very long.
It's so weird how people have receptors, like testosterone receptors, in like different places, like DHT. I think I'm totally probably getting this wrong, but is the chemical that your body produces, and if you have enough receptors in your face, that's why guys have better beard genetics. But it's so weird how uncorrelated it is to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So having shitty beard genetics isn't.
Yeah, we're face bald. Yeah. It's just something that we have to live with. When you ask Big T, how long did it take for it to connect? I knew what you were asking, Billy, but that's not a problem that most people have. That's a problem that me and you have because it doesn't connect really on the side.
Yeah, just get these weird sideburns, but just doesn't connect from the chin.
Yeah, I've been living that my entire life. Arian, you've never shaved?
I would say I never shaved. I shaved my beard twice. I shaved it twice. Once, I hated it, dog. At UT, for some stupid reason, they have this tradition where I don't know if they do it anymore, but when we were there, you had to shave off all your facial hair for picture day, and so it just looked so goofy. I hated that shit. And then the second time was when I was in draft day. Ivan Reitman, the director, he came to me. He's like, "Hey man, you look young." He's like, "But the beard kind of gives it away." Yeah, he's like, "Wondering if you could shave a little bit." And I was like, I don't know, man. I was like hella against it. I'm like, yo, Chad was like 40 something, bro. Like, what? Yeah, I ain't pressing him to shave. You telling me I don't look as young as Chad? I look as young as Chad, but I don't know. He's like, I just did it. I didn't want to cause a stir. So those are the only 2 times I shave. Other than that, I just get edge ups. You know what I mean? I get a taper on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know what a taper is, but it's like a light fade. I need to go. It's about time I get back, but I don't really shave it. Nah.
You look so strange if you were completely shaven.
It would look stupid as shit.
Every time I see you in draft day, I get the same reaction of what you said about Big T. I'm like, whoa.
How many times did you see
Baseball.
me in draft day, Billy?
Well, whenever I see a picture of you in draft day pop up, I'm
Okay,
like,
okay, I got
whoa.
you. Yeah, no, it's weird. It's hella weird. I don't know.
Do you think there's a correlation between bad chins and good beard growing genetics?
I don't think
What do you
so.
mean?
Like
You think people that have good beards have bad chins?
Yeah, just like because every time they shave for the first time, you're like, whoa, they have a bad chin. But you can't tell because they have a good beard.
It is a good life hack to be able to grow a beard. Like there are probably a lot of guys out there who grow a beard specifically because they don't like their chins.
Like, what happens if you have bad beard genetics and a weak chin? Then you're just screwed.
Mm-hmm.
What's a bad chin?
Like a chin that goes in, not a strong jaw.
Like an overbite?
Kind of, yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you have a bad chin.
That's what he's saying.
I don't even know what you mean by a bad chin.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
You know, some like
like a little
there's a cartoon character
like
that,
Bill O'Brien.
No, just like having no chin, it just like goes down. Like it just goes straight from.
Give me an
lips
example.
to neck.
Give me an example of somebody with a bad chin.
I'm trying to think.
I guess Bill O'Brien. Now that I look, he has that like indention.
No,
that's
but
what
he
I
has
thought.
Yeah.
What you mean by bad chin? Like a little booty chin.
Like Bob.
Did you ever look at that chin and think to yourself, damn, look at that thing?
No. I don't think I've ever. Matter of fact, this is the longest I've ever talked about chins in my entire life.
Yeah. Who are celebrities with bad chins? Like Michael Cera. Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. I'd have to Google that.
Super bad.
Like it's almost lack of chin.
Yeah. Like Michael Cera needs to grow a beard. Anyway, it's totally superficial.
I don't know, man. He looks like has a regular chin to me. I don't know enough about chins, man.
I think, once you start looking for them, then you notice people's chins everywhere. Like, wow, that person's got a really defined chin. Wow, that person has no chin at all. Jay Leno, big chin guy.
Yeah.
Probably the goat chin, I would say. Bill Cowher.
The Crimson.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of chins?
Bill Cowher, definitely.
Wow, Jay Leno does have a big ass chin.
Howie Long.
I'd say Howie Long's that's more of a jaw than it is a chin, really.
Well, this motherfucker like a moon, like a crescent moon. This nigga chin is huge, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Jay Leno.
I would say Jay Leno. I would say Bill Cowher, Bill O'Brien. Those are 3 of my 4 Mount Rushmores.
He's got a butt chin. Who were we trying to convince to who's good? Was it part of my take where Big Cat was saying that someone had to fuck Bill O'Brien's chin?
I mean, we've talked about that for a while. I've said a lot of things about Bill O'Brien's chin over the years.
I guess I just never paid attention to people's chins before. Now it's fucking me up because now
now you just can't stop thinking about people's chins.
And Jay Leno's, I'm just scrolling a picture of him. He has, is there a bigger chin?
Conor McGregor has a no, not anymore.
You know who's got a chin? And this is not to say that she's not beautiful, because she is beautiful.
Oh, Sarah
Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, interesting.
You know her from Law and Order SVU? She was like a beauty queen back in the day, but she does have a chin.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Does she have a chin, or she's got a nose?
Her thing is she's so itty bitty. She doesn't have enough like meat on her face to cover up like her skeletal makeup.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So I typed in big celebrity chins and like, hold on, people are getting chin implants.
Yeah.
Hey yo, man.
Well, you get a chin implant or you get your buccal fat removed.
What?
Yeah, in your cheeks.
Wait, what is it? What does a chin implant look like?
Like they getting like it elongated.
There was rumors that Jay Leno may have had a fake chin. I just saw that on a National Enquirer that when I was checking out at like a Walmart, and I just like
'Cause it's so
remember
big?
seeing Jay Leno has a fake chin as a headline.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that anybody
Yeah, bro.
will get the chin done that big.
Last year, the American Society of Plastic Surgery reported that the chin plant was the fastest growing cosmetic surgery procedure. Gunvalsen, whatever that is, reportedly got her chin tweaked as a part of an $8,000 breakover surgical overhaul following her divorce from ex-husband Don. So yeah, these are putting things, making a chin bigger.
I think it's to distract from a double chin almost.
It is, and also if you have a severe overbite, getting some sort of chin implant can reduce that a lot.
Wow, Jennifer Aniston got a big ass chin too.
Huh.
Oh, you know who has the historically the craziest chins? The Habsburgs.
Let's go.
Dude,
All right, cook Billy.
They're fucking.
Let's get into some
Everyone
genetics.
totally knows who that
No, they're
is.
the inbred like German monarchy, and they would only fuck each other, and that it ended up like fucking them up because they were just banging each other's cousins. Yeah, the Habsburg. Just Google Habsburg chin.
It's like a drawing though, huh?
Yeah, because they didn't have pictures, but they had some really fucked up faces.
There's some baseball players that I'm thinking of that have big ass chins.
Steroids does grow the chin.
I was going to say Kevin Youkilis. He's Greek, so he's probably not a Habsburg. Kevin Youkilis is an all-time chin guy. Also, Jason Varitek. That Boston Red Sox team had a lot of chins on it.
Yeah.
Jason Giambi has a chin.
Sounded like a racist statement, but
A lot of
it's talking about actual chins.
No, it did. It had a lot of chins on it.
No, yeah.
That
Is that a
that
slur?
Red Sox team. Also, David Ortiz, all-time
I don't
chin
know.
strap guy.
Jesus.
Chin strap. I had the chin strap when I was like 19, and I couldn't connect.
There was a
for that.
wait.
Yeah.
There's a head size and baseball. There was a correlation between hat sizes and batting average. That
Like the bigger the head.
yeah,
the
there was
higher
an
the
article in
average.
like Sports Illustrated that like hat sizes correlated to batting averages, and the equipment manager was the only one who figured it out because he was fitting everyone's hat.
Probably because the guys with bigger heads were doing steroids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does your head grow when you do
yeah.
steroids?
Look up like Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of his career, at the end of his
Barry
career.
Bonds went from weighing like 170 pounds to like looking like the Hulk.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, it's
What's crazy is
ridiculous.
that Barry Bonds, if you took away his career before Balco, before he got to the Giants and started
Was
juicing
still
up,
awesome.
first ballot Hall of Famer. He was one of the best hitters ever, and then he took steroids and became, or not steroids. What did he take? HGH, cream in the clear. He became the best hitter of all time.
That's the same
Without a
person.
doubt.
Yeah,
It's such bullshit that Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame.
He's not in the Hall of Fame?
he
No.
should be.
No,
No.
Why?
he's the best baseball player ever, and he's not in the Hall of Fame
Because of
because
steroids.
writers are like he did steroids, and he did take performance enhancing drugs, but he never got caught for them. He was just implicated in the Balco.
How did they know he did if he never got caught?
Because his name was on a bunch of receipts and a bunch of prescriptions and stuff from Balco, the Bay
Also-
Area lab.
That he went from a guy who stole 30 bases a year to the Hulk.
And he couldn't
I mean,
steal
if you're
bases.
looking at it before and after, it's hard not to assume.
But if
But
you look
baseball writers, they treat the Hall of Fame ballots like they have like stewardship of the game. They look at themselves as being guardians of like moral truths, and it's just ridiculous how baseball writers operate. They think that they're bigger than the game to a certain extent, and they love wielding the steroids thing over. Like Roger Clemens, not in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, not in the Hall of Fame. A lot of great hitters, not in the Hall of Fame. Mark McGwire, not in the Hall of Fame.
Mark McGuire's not. What about Sammy Sosa?
Nope.
Nope.
Yo.
When did
I
he
mean, I don't
retire?
follow baseball. I just didn't know that they out here.
It's a big thing every year when the ballots come out.
Those
Roger
like
Clemens,
four dudes are like the most known names in baseball history. Like some of them.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens.
Jose
Damn.
Canseco.
Put them in
Jose
the Hall of
Canseco.
Fame. Put a little thing next to their name that says, "Hey, these guys probably / definitely did steroids, A lot of guys did it back then, whatever.
I'm a strong believer, especially when it comes to baseball and hitting. I don't think it does that much to help you. Hand-eye coordination has nothing to do with steroid. Like you still got to connect that motherfucker.
Yeah,
bro.
you still got to hit it.
I don't think that's it. One, I don't think we should ban steroids, but two, I don't think there should be no asterisk. But he did.
All right, so
Roger Clemens was an animal on the mound, though. Like he almost like hit Mike Piazza with a broken bat because he was juiced out of his mind. Like those are the golden eras. Yeah, those are the golden eras of baseball. Just because everyone was juiced up and everyone was fighting, it was sick. It was like,
that's what I like. I like those sports. Remember bear fights?
Yeah, I go watch sometimes during pre-games in college. I used to turn on Roger Clemens pitching highlights just to get the guys going because it was electric. It was absolutely electric.
To get the guys going in football.
No, just like we're drinking
to go out.
Just like let's put on Roger Clemens highlights and get all juiced up.
Oh, fuck. So
EDM.
pre-gaming with Billy includes EDM and Roger Clemens highlights.
Yes.
Bear fights.
Yes.
What a fucking bro you are, dog.
Yeah.
Steroids or
He's
not,
the ultimate.
it is where this from 2001 to 2004, Barry Bonds won the MVP all 4 years. He hit 349 with a 1368 OPS, 209 homers, and 438 RBIs. That's in 4 seasons. So 52 and 110 a year with 755 walks, 189 a season. That's just unfathomable.
That's wild.
So John Boyce from SB Nation, he did some research into Barry Bonds in his prime in 2004. He said that if Barry Bonds did not have a bat, if he went up to the plate with no bat, he would have had an on-base percentage of 608. He would have gone on base 60% of the time with no bat, but that's because he walked so much. Where it was like, okay, they would walk Barry Bonds with the bases loaded. That's how crazy he was at hitting. They would rather give up a run than let Barry Bonds hit a grand slam on him. So he got on base 60% of the time just by walking.
What was his on base percentage with the bat?
559 in those 4 seasons. It's just outrageous.
Wow.
Slugging 809.
Oh my God.
Pete Rose too. Pete Rose need to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he got that was gambling, right?
Yeah, but it was when he was a manager, not a player.
He was a manager, and he keeps incrementally admitting to something. He's kind of like Billy in a way. He did something that was definitely against the rules, and he got caught for it. But he denied it. He was like, "No, I never gambled on sports." He was like, "Well, I never gambled on baseball." And then more years passed, and he's like, "Well, I never gambled on a game that involved my team." And so he keeps like incrementally moving his apology. And then people are like, well, okay, he's still lying, so we're not going to let him into the Hall of Fame. But he was probably the best hitter of all time.
It's so silly because it's like the Hall of Fame should be about players that played the game in the best way possible. All this off the field shit is stupid. Like, I feel like the moral judgment of it is dumb. Like, these were the ballers of their era. Respect it.
Baseball's kind of like golf.
They should make between 1996 and 2000. When did they really crack down on juicing? Like 2010.
Yeah.
If you put up the majority of your stats in that era, they'll just have like that's the era that this wing of the Hall of Fame is in, because you can't tell for sure who juiced, who didn't. I do feel bad for players that were trying to make it up to the big leagues and were good baseball players in that era, and they weren't taking steroids, because that's the thing. The minor league testing back then was almost non-existent. Or sorry, the major league testing was almost non-existent. The minor league drug testing was very stringent. So there were a lot of dudes that if you were trying to cheat to get up to the big leagues, you couldn't ever make it up because you would get busted for steroids. But once you got up there, you could juice all you wanted and you would never get caught for it. So I do feel bad for those guys that tried to play it the right way. But as far as big leaguers go, you can't ever 100% identify who used, who didn't. So just have that era represented one wing of the Hall of Fame. Design it like an asterisk. Have it just be like 8 different 8 different hallways you can go through. So from above, that wing of the Hall of Fame looks like an asterisk, but put the guys in there. They deserve to be represented.
I agree.
The minor leagues in baseball is just so cutthroat. Like how many teams there are, how many levels. Like it is such a gauntlet for some of these guys to make it to the big leagues, as opposed to like college football, because it's such a larger player pool.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't have to discuss what happened in the XFL championship this weekend. DC Defenders finished with the best record in the XFL. That was pretty cool. But Arian, I was telling some friends on Saturday about like the future of the XFL, at least how I see it going. I think that the XFL wants to become the minor leagues for NFL football. And I don't know how that would ever play out, if it'd be worth it for the NFL to enter into a partnership with the XFL. Do you think it's possible to have minor league football?
If it were to be the case, it would be stuff like end of the season kind of stuff. To like, fill roster spots and say they're missing, but even that, it's just I don't see it. I don't know. It would be really hard to do. Because let's see, the off season right now is for NFL, and they just finished the championship or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like that would just be so hard on an individual's body, that the risk versus reward for a team saying, okay, if I'm trying to pull in a third string guard, in week 16, could I get a guy that was on somebody's practice squad who's been in the mix, or somebody who was in the you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense schematically.
It kind of,
I don't know, it could be
already is in de facto though, because if somebody like was in the XFL and just like murdered it, like a team would sign them. So,
well,
maybe
you're just not sending your own players that you're already paying to go do that.
Yeah. So I guess the idea would be that every NFL team would have an XFL franchise that was related to it in some way, shape, or form. That would essentially be just a giant practice squad. And then you had the rights to those players if you wanted to pull them up to the NFL.
As someone who played football for the least amount of monetary incentive, I think it's going to be very hard for a system like that to happen, because like different than baseball, football requires so much more auxiliary stuff to play, be it trainers. It's so hard on individuals' bodies that I think you're not going to get a system where you're going to be able to pay people much less than the NFL and still have them want to play football. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played D3, probably the lowest level of football in the country, and like doing that without monetary incentive as a job probably wouldn't happen. Like, you would really have to love the game. And whereas baseball is just so much easier, like all these minor league players are like sleeping 10 in a room, living off nothing, and most of those guys are able to do that because they either are getting supported by their parents, or they're totally desperate to make it. Whereas I don't think you're gonna have that same, like a football player who's making less than 20K a season is gonna end up being like, look, I'm gonna just go get a real job, as opposed to just literally getting my ass beat every week.
Not only that, I think it's just like a net negative on the team. Like, it would just be a constant negative. They would be in the red. Think about the insurance you have to carry, the surgeries you have to perform for the players after the season. I mean, every single sport has injuries, so that team will have injuries, and then they have to pull up reserve guys for those guys and all. It's just like it's too much for such a physical
in
sport.
baseball, it makes sense because you draft players, and a lot of times they're not ready to play in the big leagues yet, but they're going to be good players one day, and everybody agrees that, okay, this guy will eventually make it to the majors. And then you can afford to have him in the minor leagues for a couple of years and develop him. Whereas in football, if a player is good coming out of college, I think the average age of rookies in the NFL is way younger than the average age of rookies in baseball, because they take time to develop sometimes in the minors. Like, it's a rarity when they bring up an 18 or a 19-year-old. And in football, I guess it happens, probably not 18 years old, but you get 20-year-olds, you get a lot of 20-year-olds.
Well, football is a young man's game, right? And except for like maybe the quarterback position and some interior linemen, they don't play football.
Kickers.
Yeah.
They're not good call.
They don't play football. but it's such a young man's game that like the developmental time, that's why it's so cutthroat. Like you have to learn on the go, or there's somebody else that can fill that position. And so it's just a lot more cutthroat, whereas like we don't have time to develop you. They'll literally tell you that. They say, we don't have time to get it. If you can't get it done, we'll get somebody here that can. It's kind of they stick. And so it's like you either gotta learn or get on. There's really no development. They only do that with quarterbacks. Quarterbacks is the only position where they'll be like, sit behind the starter, learn a little bit, ease your way in there. Everybody else like, you can't do it. Oh, somebody else can.
Also, you know what? Strangely enough, and this is a new phenomenon with tight ends coming from college. If there's like super athletic, like more wide receiver type guys who then need to come to the NFL, put on the weight, and they'll develop them that way. Like the Jets just picked up this guy, Zach Kuntz, who is like an absolute freak of nature, 6'8", 40-inch vertical, like extremely like lanky dude. And he probably needs to put on another 20 pounds in an NFL weight room to like really be an effective blocker, like to be a tight end. So there is those types of developments where they're like, if this guy puts on 20 pounds and really starts run blocking, he's going to be like a Travis Kelce. Like Travis Kelce was the same way coming out of college. He needed time to develop a little bit before he actually got good.
Yeah, you get the body type, and then like
Yeah.
LeBron James, Arian. Let me ask you this:
They still play him. He still utilize him. There's really no development for like the development is like slow over time, getting you to reach your potential. But there's no like sit and watch and wait, and we'll develop you. And they throw you in the fire. It's just like take him out on third downs, or take him out, or take him out on first and second downs, like that type of shit.
Aaron, if LeBron James entered the NFL tomorrow as a tight end, do you think he'd be any good?
Tomorrow, does he get a chance to go through OTAs and stuff?
Yeah, well, he gets the summer to prepare. He ditches the Lakers throughout the rest of the postseason, and he just decides that he's going to focus on football this summer. Let's say for the Rams, I could see Sean McVay doing something weird like that. He decides he's going to be a Los Angeles Ram. No offense, Mad Dog. He's not a Browns guy anymore.
No, it's okay.
He was a Cowboys fan for a while too. Yeah. He's been all over the map. But let's just say that he decides he's going to play for the Rams. Do you think he could start at tight end next year?
Start. I don't know who they have there now. I think he's one of the most athletic people who ever walked the planet. So I think he'll adapt in a way. But they're just so different. The sports are just so different that, I mean, he's 6'8", dog. As a tight end, 6'8", you getting jammed off the line. You're not used to getting physical like that. I don't know. I don't know how it work out. Like a lot of football is like leverage and understanding how to like use your leverage and getting low man wins, that type of thing. It takes like years to develop. I don't know. It's possible, but I don't know.
I would love to see him get jammed off the line and just fall on the ground and start rubbing his face and be like, "Oh my God, I got shot."
The flop.
Did you ever watch his 7-on-7 team versus KD's 7-on-7 team?
Yeah, we was in the league when that happened. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, they you can tell while they're playing that they look like basketball players playing football. Like they just move weird.
I always tell people like, yo, when you go to your job every day, your favorite athlete is focusing and harnessing his skill set for what he does. That's what he does for a living. Like that's the difference between a professional. Like if you're a golfer, they wake up in the morning and I'm going to do chip shots for 3 hours. And then I'm going to work on a driver. If you play basketball, I'm going to shoot 500 free throws. Then I'm going to work on left-handed, whatever. Then I'm going to do, that's what they do. So their skill set is so refined that to the average person, yeah, I think LeBron would be the nice at tight end. But like to somebody who, like literally there's just drills of like jamming people off the line, for hours and hours and hours. And you've seen so much and you've done so much that there's like games within games. And so like that kind of stuff will be lost on them. Like there's so much little nuances of the game. Then it's like, you have to learn a playbook, right? And then you have to learn pass protection. Then you have to learn and then there's live bullets coming and you're tall, you're a target. People gonna get underneath you. Like these little dudes, they little compared to you, but they can hit. And so it's like all the nuances of the game with live bullets and cats that do this shit for a living. I don't know, man.
He
Can
definitely
you just say straight up like LeBron James would suck in the NFL, just so we can get a clip out of you, and then we can put that out and
Y'all got enough clips.
and drag your name through the
Y'all
mud?
got enough clips out of me for a lifetime, dog. For a lifetime.
we could just probably get AI to do it. Just start
suing.
producing Arian Foster clips.
So I'm
that we
suing.
can start putting out.
So I'm suing Barstool.
Arian, did you see the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Saints? I think when they did their schedule release, they talked about. I like the Jaguars one because they had the Jaguars head writer announce what the script was going to be.
Yeah. It was it was super smooth. The Jaguar one was very creative. It was wild because I think your voice made the actual video, and then I don't think I saw the Saints one, but people was tagging me into this shit. But I think it's just wild to see the reach that shit had, where it's actually affecting like the number one sport in America, and like they're releasing their schedules, and we was on it. That's dope. That's really dope, man.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But
cool.
the best one was the Tennessee Titan was by far though. That shit was comedy, fam. That was hilarious.
And so that wasn't even their actual schedule release video. They had another one that had Keith Urban and all these celebrities in it and stuff. And then that one was just like a one they did on top of it.
Wow. Well, that was the best one.
Yeah.
when that whole bachelorette party was just like, yeah, 100% Cowboys.
Yeah.
I thought they got that one. It
Like,
was the Colts.
And
then I think the Colts changed their Twitter name to not the Cowboys.
Yeah. And then Arian, they had the Texans.
The Texans. That shit was hilarious. Yeah, Texas. The Pirates from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's just hilarious, dog.
Yeah. All right. So what else we want to get into today? I had a couple of things that I jotted down here, just based on what's in the news. So actually, Arian, we haven't talked to you that much about the NBA. You've been watching the NBA playoffs?
I have been watching the playoffs, Lakers. My son is a huge Steph Curry fan, and so he be with the Warriors, and so I was on his ass every game. I was on his ass, and he at the age where like he takes it personal when his team loses and shit. So I'd be fucking with him. So the Lakers won, and so now he's rooting for the Lakers to win. So we won.
What was your analysis of that series? What'd you tell your son? Like, why are you rooting for Steph? Soft? He ruined basketball.
Nah, I think I was having this conversation with the homies, man. We had this debate. Well, first the series, I felt like I knew the Lakers were gonna win. If they run the offense through AD, like they're hard to beat, like because they're so big, they slow the game down. And in the playoffs, the game's slower anyway. And so if LeBron is attacking and they run the offense through AD, I don't see. I honestly think they match up well with anybody left in the playoffs. I think Boston, the faster teams give them a little run for their money, but I think they match up real well with Denver. So I think they got a shot. They really got a shot to get a chip, man. So I'm excited about that. But as far as who's having this conversation, Steph Curry has impacted the game more than anybody in the history of basketball, I would say, other than Michael Jordan. Like his impact of the game has been more than anybody in it. I was having a conversation with a couple of homies that was over watching the game.
Did you?
I would say Wilt. I put Wilt up there or Kareem because they outlawed the dunk with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I didn't know.
Or was that Wilt?
I think that was Wilt.
Is that Wilt?
Wilt was earlier, right?
Yeah, Wilt was way earlier.
Said you can't dunk.
They said you can't dunk anymore. You can't touch the rim.
It was Kareem.
It was Kareem? Okay.
Because he was the only one who could.
No, like other people that played with Kareem could dunk. He was just that much better than them that they said, okay, no more dunking. You can't do it anymore.
The NCAA banned dunking for 10 years.
Yeah. That's the most baseball shit I've ever heard. Like getting in the way of your own sport because something's fun and you think that it creates a competitive imbalance. For the NCAA, that's if anybody was ever on the fence about whether or not the NCAA should exist, just remind them like they thought that for the good of the sport of basketball, you shouldn't be allowed to dunk anymore.
Did you guys see the video, speaking of Steph Curry changing the game, the video from a high school game of them just taking the ball out and two guys just dueling off and they both hit like a half court jumper, like just back to back?
Yeah, that was an old video though.
Yeah,
I saw a new one surface recently, and it was just one kid dribbles it up, bang, 3-pointer. The other kid takes it out, bang, 3-pointer.
Yeah,
And
you
it
ruined basketball.
Literally no one else was playing. They just knew that was going to happen every time.
Really, Steph Curry ruined pickup basketball.
Yes.
Like, you go to fucking LA Fitness or whatever, you just gonna get a good run in. That everybody's shooting from 40 feet. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. You don't practice that shot. Like, you do what you do. You got a regular job. Shoot a regular shot. That's not in your wheelhouse. It's so frustrating, dog. I have not played pickup basketball in like 2 years because of that shit. It's just everybody jacking up threes, and maybe I'm that old nigga that just can't, deal with the youth anymore. But it's just annoying, dog. You be like, yo, you suck. Like, you suck. I get in arguments with my teammates. Like, you can't hit that shot. If you shooting 15% from three, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then there's also the kid, like the guys who play with each other, and they're setting picks all the way like past the 3-point line just so that their one guy who's like a killer 3-point shooter can get the shot. And then you're playing crazy defense with pick and rolls like halfway to half court.
I'm okay with picks. It's just the jacking up the threes.
Right, but the picks to set up the one guy who's jacking up the three, like
Yeah,
way far from the basket.
In pickup basketball, that's got to be the most frustrating thing ever, because you're out there, everyone's just trying to like have fun, and play ball. Like, this is what they've been looking forward to all day, and then one guy gets out there and he's shooting from like the logo. That would suck. That would piss me off too. I mean, I love Steph Curry, and he's so much fun to watch him play.
He can do it,
but if that trickles down into like pickup hoops, that's bad for the sport.
No, but then also you're playing a game to 11, and then it's 9-0 after this kid just like hits 4 threes or whatever from the half court, and it's like you're already off the court, and you can't even get like a into your tempo of playing because you can't get back on the court.
Now you're talking about somebody who can actually shoot. I'm okay with that. I'm talking about these motherfuckers who are 6'5", playing center in a pickup game and just jacking up three. Like, that's
sometimes it's a good shot though. Sometimes you got to take it from the corner.
That sounds like you be doing that shit, Big
He
T.
does.
No. Sometimes it's a good shot.
So like, I don't know, man. I don't want to judge people's games, but it's just it has ruined basketball for me, though. I just don't enjoy it anymore, because it's like you end up getting in like arguments with your teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to win, dog. Like, I'm competitive as shit. Let's get it. But like, y'all suck. Can't shoot.
I'm only not down with it if the guy's shooting and there's no one under the rim, because shots do create offense. Because
I'm never playing with you. Matter of fact, I seen you shoot.
I don't no, dude. I get my work done in the paint. I'm not.
I'll take that. Then.
Dude. I just get rebounds. I feed the shooters.
Well, then I like that. I'll take you all day.
People love playing with me. I like
defense. I like the hustle guy. Yeah, I like the hustle guy. You're right.
Billy
and
Billy is the most aggressive person I've ever seen play basketball ever.
You need to get out more. I'm not that crazy. You need to,
really?
Yeah, come on.
What on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate your own aggressiveness?
No, just because I'm like grabbing loose ball, I have good ball skills. So if the ball's in front of me, I'm ripping it out of anyone's hands.
What number?
I'm 7.
No,
I'm not egregious.
So like, as football players, we have a horrible reputation in the basketball community as being overly aggressive and unskilled. Yes. Like, I have to fight that. Like, every time I play ball, they're like, "Oh, you're a football player," but then they see me and they're like, "Okay, he can play." But like when you go and you see like a lot of football players that play football, and it's just wild on the court, bro. I'm like, yo, tone it down, bro. There's no pads on, bro.
Tell me this. Out of our 6 games, how many times did you get in a fight?
I didn't get into a fight. I got into a fight 0 times.
Answer the question.
0?
No one fought.
Well, there was the guy that you threw to the floor that got the whole team pissed off.
No,
there was another incident.
I didn't throw him to the floor. If I'm allowed to talk shit with people and like I'm like box out. I can box out really well, and I catch people off guard with it.
How many heated arguments did you get in with opponents?
Okay, like 4.
Okay,
but but you can tell that they wanted to talk shit too. Like, that's part of it. You want to blow off some steam and be like, "Fuck you, get your weight up." Like,
now with your opponent,
we might
agree
be good
with
teammates.
that.
We might be good teammates then, because I'll be on 8. I'll be on 8. I've been talking long shit. That's what I do.
It's the game within the game. I love but I only talk shit when it's like right.
I talk shit all day. One of the last times I played ball, when I talk, I go in, and I guess I'll match your level, right? Like I won't get disrespectful unless you get disrespectful. I just don't take it personally. That's why I'll go there with you. Like I'll go wherever you want to go with it, I'll go there with you. And so I just be talking shit, and there's one dude. But afterwards, I always say, well, that good shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite people I've ever played ball against. I think I may have mentioned this on this podcast, but his name was Witherspoon. He was a linebacker for Atlanta. And like every time we played each other, dog, it was I've never talked more shit to anybody than that dude. And then afterwards, me and him show so much respect for each other. We follow each other now, like you know what I'm saying. We show love to each other. Like it's just one of my favorite players to play because like it's you talk shit and then you dap up like it's all love, bro. Like and I loved that about him. A lot of dudes get all salty and shit, but like so. Anyways, this last time I played basketball, I was going in on this dude. He started going in on me like personal shit. So I started going back. Like I have fun with it. I don't take that shit personally. Then afterwards, like. I tried to. That's a good shit, bro. You know, it's a good game. He's like, nah, man, I'm not shaking your hand. And I was like, I said, you're not gonna shake my hand because I talk shit to you in a basketball game. He's like, nah, I'm good. And then I was like, well, fuck it. Then it's real. You know what I'm saying? Now we got an actual issue. And if it's a problem, I said, well, that's why I tell him if it's a problem, we can handle that shit. You want to handle it? He's like, man, I didn't think so. All right then.
Wait, so you bring stuff from off the court onto the court when you're getting into it with someone?
I said I'll match your level of petty.
No, that's
if we just talking about your game,
yeah.
But that's what the problem is. I talk shit to a level that's like really, you know what I'm saying. I'm witty, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so it's like I know how to get under people's skin. And so like if we just playing basketball together, I'll talk shit about your game, and that a lot of the time hurts people's feelings to where they make it personal. And when they make it personal, I'm like, okay, let's go personal. And then I start talking shit about them. And then it gets wild. Yeah, I'm toxic. I ain't gonna lie. On the basketball court, I'm toxic.
Billy's right when he says for certain players, like hucking up a long range three is good for offense because it gets rebound, but specifically for Billy, because he shoots like I would imagine that a higher percentage of Billy's misses go for offensive rebounds than most players because he fires that fucking ball at the basket. He gets some weird ass rebounds. So a Billy miss is usually a productive miss.
I don't usually take those shots unless I have to. You know, I like playing with a guy who like is the shooter because then I facilitate the shooter and I get him the ball and get the rebound. Like I'm just trying to eat. I'm just trying to stay on the court and get my cardio.
This is not a criticism of you. It was very funny. I saw Billy one time like get a defensive rebound, go 92 feet and go to the basket so hard that he missed the layup off the backboard and the rebound went to the free throw line in the air. It was that's the level of aggression Billy is playing with, and I appreciate it.
Intensity.
Yes.
Level of intensity.
I
like it.
I just hate losing. I've hated losing so much my whole life. I just hate it.
I'm with you.
Like yeah.
I think we might.
We got a ball. We got a ball.
I'm down because I like playing with players like you. Like now that you described it, like just real scrappy. You got do what it takes to win. Like know your role. That's what it is.
Yeah, knowing your role.
In pickup basketball, I think that's the biggest thing I have with people in pickup. You don't know your role. Like the reason why I know my role is because I've spent so much time perfecting my skill. I won't say perfecting, but harnessing my skills. You know, on the basketball court, I spent a lot of time. I was nice, right? And so it's like I know I could shoot. But when I'm with a shooter, like somebody who's like a pure shooter, I know that that's my shooter on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like I know. And so I'll try to do everything I can to get them the ball and get over. Like I always tell my shooters, like, I want my shooters to shoot. I don't care if you're 1 for 10. If I know you can shoot, just keep shooting. It'll fall. It'll fall. You know what I'm saying? But it's like knowing your role. Like people don't know their role. Like you watch Steph or you watch Bron and you go out there and you want to emulate that, but you're not that. Like box out.
Yeah.
That's your rebound. Nothing wrong with rebounds. Get your rebound.
I would like to see the NBA bring back the baskets that could get broken on a hard dunk. Like when Shaq used to tear down the entire basket or shatter a backboard and then all that glass just rains down on everybody. That was awesome. Kids these days you'll never appreciate a game being stopped because somebody dunked the hell out of the basket so hard that it broke all over everybody else's head. That was such a great experience.
I wish players would bring back after they yam it, slap the backboard. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's the sauciest shit ever, dog.
Yeah, the baskets got woke. I hate them. I hate the new baskets. They're too nice. Bring back the shitty ones. Like, and it's always awesome to watch in like a pickup game, or this used to happen on the N1 mixtape tour all the time. Somebody would hit like an incredible dunk, and then the entire court, like everybody that was watching, would just walk out of the court and just say it's over. Like the game's over because that play was so good.
I don't even know why they kept score at them games.
I love playing outdoor more than indoor because I grew up playing New York City, so double rims and like metal backboards, so you can it's like the backboard's more dead, so you can like really like do a layup and slap the backboard like really hard, and the ball won't bounce as aggressively off. So then you go to an indoor court after you've been playing outdoor pickup, and then you just brick it off the glass because you gotta like get in tune with the new hoop, the indoor hoop.
Yeah, and it was always harder to hit shots on a basket that didn't have any nets on there. That was, I mean, the chain nets. The NBA should do a chain net game once a year.
A black top.
The double rim. If people from New York know what I'm talking about, but on all the public courts, is this?
Those exist elsewhere. Yes.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I moved out of an apartment complex one time because it had triple rims. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not living in any apartment complex that would do this. You can't make a shot on
But those double
rim.
rims make you a better shooter because you have to hit it like with touch every time. Like you got to switch.
Yeah, but I already suck, so it's so frustrating shooting on a double. I hate the double rims.
I've never heard of a triple rim, dog. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I want to move on real quick because I got actually let's talk about Ja Morant. He was caught on Instagram Live again. His friend went live, and Ja had a gun out again. So the Grizzlies suspended him. I want to know what was the song? That's important. That's something that we haven't discussed really. I haven't heard somebody talk about it. If the song was a heater, if it was I'm trying to think what song would just make you want to pull a gun out if you had it on you.
Any of that drill music shit makes me want to do. I ain't gonna lie. I throw on some King Von lately. I might just want to pull my glizzy out. And just, you know,
when you're alone,
what now?
Just like
the little Glock. Oh, y'all
okay.
call glizzies hot dogs. I forgot.
Yeah, that could mean something else, but I know what you meant.
Yeah. Nah, I think I don't know, man. In all seriousness, you know what's crazy is like his homeboy tried to save him. I seen the video. His homeboy, like he was going live. I seen this meme. Y'all probably seen it too. But it was like every time Ja Morant goes live, it's every time right before Ja Morant goes live, and it cuts to Keanu Reeves as John Wick, and he goes, "I'm gonna need a gun." I don't know, that shit funny, but like in all seriousness, his homeboy was trying to hide it. Like he went live and he started flashing. His homeboy was like, "Hey yo," like that type shit. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
what's crazy is watching the video. He knows he's on live. It's not like he didn't know he was on live and he pulled the gun out. It was he was on live. It was like, I'm bringing my gun out.
Yes, I'm gonna need a gun.
So many problems, and this isn't even the actual problem. I mean, if he wants to have a gun, that's his Second Amendment right. Go for it. It seems like he probably shouldn't at this point. It seems like it's in his best interest. But so many problems can be solved. Just stop like posting on social media, one, but two, going live. Who needs you to be live? Like who?
Well, when it's lit, as it was in that car.
But like, what benefits
so
is he reaping from being live? Zero.
It's a clout demon that is chasing everybody's chasing it. I don't really get it, like, but it's their generation. It's y'all generation actually. Y'all generation is like obsessed with like the social media interaction, and they're just victims of it. But at the end of the day, bro, there's nothing right around what a gun does for you. Ja Morant. There's nothing it does for you.
I just want to know if he has a bullet in the chamber when he's bringing his, like, what's his, is he taking any gun safety measures? Like having, like, Is it loaded when he's doing this?
Does
Like,
it seem like he's taken gun safety courses to you?
no, but just like, is he taking
Let me
any
ask you this.
precaution? Like, is the mag
Is
not
there
in?
is there ever any circumstance where going live while holding a gun is productive in any way?
You know what?
At the firing range.
I have something.
If
Yeah.
John Morant
If you
goes to a firing range today live and practices safe gun handling, that would not only be funny as fuck, but it would probably be pretty cool.
You know what? I think
It would be cool. Or if Ja became like a big like right wing selfie and car guy, he's like, somebody take that picture of John Morant holding a gun in the passenger seat of the car and then put it into that meme where it's like your replies when you say something about this, and it's all the dudes in sunglasses in their cars staring into the camera.
Well, you
That's
saw what Will
Morant.
Cain said.
I did not.
Does John Morant not have Second Amendment rights?
Yeah, fact.
Will Cain.
I actually think I know.
You'd hate him.
I have a good reason why you'd show a gun in a live.
Okay.
So, Instagram Live, as we talked about regarding with a lot of Chicago gang violence, there's a lot of people have been killed after going live and your ops finding out your location, pop smoke.
That's got to be a clip. That's got to be a clip.
If he could be trying to indicate to his ops that he is not lacking and thus don't come to try to shoot him, he has it on him. That could be what he's trying to do in these lives. Just show like, you might know my location, but I'm strapped. Don't you can't I'm gonna shoot back if you try to kill me.
There are no John Morant ops.
I was just gonna ask.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
He is his ops. That's he is his number one op right now, dog. There are no John Morant ops. Like them cats, like they be beefing for years. People that killed their family and shit. There's just no reason for you to have a gun, dog.
John Morant, he may
Jean Morant.
He's
French?
Jean Morant.
Jean
Morant might have ops that we don't know about, and he may just be at war with himself. But he might be concerned with his safety whenever he's going on Instagram Live, and he wants to indicate to anyone who does him harm, he's not lacking.
He is doing himself infinitely more harm than anyone else could do.
Well, no, if John Morant ended up getting shot after going live and he wasn't showing he had a gun, we might be saying differently. Because technically he's done nothing illegal if he has the right permits for those guns.
He's not in no gang. He is not in no gang. He is not involved in street criminal activity. And if he is, I would be highly surprised.
I mean, I remember that that podcast clip of I forget who it was, but they were like John Morant like just trying to emulate the Memphis gang scene or something like that. And he may be getting involved in stuff because he feels insecure that he may have not came from that before. Remember we were talking about that, the rappers?
It's possible, yeah.
So
it's definitely insecurity for sure. But I mean, we was all insecure at that age. It's just, I don't know. I can't even say like it's a guidance thing. I don't know who's around him. I can't make that proclamation. But it's like at some point you have to realize that, like. And we all know this as older athletes. It's like your money making window is small, like it's very small, and so it's like you are on the brink of fucking it up, dog. Like who's the man's? It's like Schroeder, the dude for the Lakers, who like walked away from 90-some mil, and then came back and played for like 2 mil, something like that.
Yeah,
like just a big time mistake, right? And I feel bad for him. It's not anyway in the same situation, but I'm saying your money making window was small and your choices matter. You know what I mean? Like, not to begrudge him because that's just business that happens. Like, I feel bad for the dude, but it's like John Morant, like you have an opportunity to make 200 M's, or did he already sign? I don't know. Did he already sign?
It's some sort. I was trying to look up his contract yesterday. I forget exactly what it said, but it was some sort of team option to put him up about like 160, 200 million.
Right. So it's an opportunity. Now I'm sure they'll still pull the trigger. But I mean, I think they will. He's just like,
did you have to say that?
Oh damn.
We don't want anyone pulling the trigger. Especially if they're dancing.
I wish that was on purpose. That was nice.
He's a very high caliber player. That's all I'm trying to say. He should play for Washington in the mid-90s.
Bullets. Got you. Yeah.
I might start flashing
I had
weapons.
one, but it was nowhere near as good.
Please don't.
I might start
Billy, that's a
flashing
good idea.
weapons in live in solidarity with John Morant. Just
Yeah.
because I want people to know if I have ops, I don't know that I'm not lacking.
Yeah, the Don't Lack challenge. Those videos, for whatever reason, always make me laugh. I know it's like it's very weird to watch, and it's bizarre to see that it's a video that actually exists. Like you get kind of scared when you watch it. Big T, you know what I'm talking about?
With
No idea.
the backpacks full of guns.
I think it was in Memphis, and it's this dude that goes around and he's got a gun, and he like points it at his friend's back, and then he says just essentially like "Don't lack." And then the guy turns around, sees him with the gun, and then takes his gun out and points it at him, like right at the camera. And then they like laugh and dap each other up.
But some of them are ridiculously like fitted out guns with crazy attachments and like laser sights, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Or like you pull up next to somebody at a traffic light, and the dude like pulls his gun out and like kind of points it at the car next to him, and the dude in the car next to him like reaches center console and shows his gun. It's like, yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, they homeboys. It's like they homeboys, and they're like don't get caught like without it.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, I get it. It's a different world that they live in, and John Morant is not in that world. Just you gotta cut it out, man, or not. Fuck it, YOLO, my nigga. Who cares? At this point, my apathy is growing large, so it's like whatever, dog. If you want flash guns, or just claim NRA. And you'll have a whole half a country behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like there's people that are starting to line up behind John, that aspect. Kwame Brown put out a video. Kwame's another guy that's addicted to going live. He goes live all the time now. And he's got this like older way of speaking. You can tell he's like old school and he's country as hell. He's like the most Georgia person ever, I believe, besides Big T. And Kwame was like, you hear all these kids listen to NBA Youngboy. You are NBA dumb boy. It just kind of walked it off. Mic drop. Thank you, Kwame.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the Grizz have him suspended right now, and who knows what's going to happen with Ja. They sent him to treatment last time. He went to treatment for holding guns. So
seems to have worked.
I don't know what kind of. Well, it worked for 2.5 months.
I liked your tweet. Why are we not giving him credit for the 2 months that he didn't flash a gun?
Yeah.
Personal record. It's like in your recovery, you get a chip. But Arian, so Lakers Nuggets. My Nuggets, I'm afraid of the Lakers. I think that they match up real well against Denver.
Your Nuggets.
Yeah, I've been on this Nuggets team for like the last 3.5 years, kind of like, but right before the bubble, I was like, they've got some good pieces. Let's see what they can do. They had a decent run in the bubble. Then they spent the last couple years after that, either Porter was getting hurt, Murray was getting hurt. And I was like, when this team gets healthy, they will be a championship caliber team. Now they look really good, but I'm afraid of the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers match up really well against them.
I don't listen to PMT, but is this your Nuggets thing? Is that you're a Nuggets fan?
Well, it's just like sometimes I take great pride in being occasionally correct about something in a sport that I'm usually not correct about. But I've got a lot of my personal ego invested in the Nuggets because I've been saying that like this team is going to be a legit team, like championship level, great team once they all get healthy. And I bet on them every year. So I bet on them again this year. And if my take becomes correct, then I'll get to just stunt on everybody.
Oh, well, if you bet on them, then they are your Nuggets. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers match up really well with the Nuggets, man. I think they have they have an interior that can. I don't want to say stop the Joker. I don't think you can. I think he's just like an all-time talent, man. He's future Hall of Famer. But I think that the pace, if the Lakers dictate the pace of play, it's in favor of the Lakers. And I think LeBron has when he wants to turn it on, he does. But then, and see, this is the other thing. They found a little gem and what's his name?
Uh,
Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker. If they don't win the game, I think it was game 4. They don't win that game without him. You know what I mean? Like he's just like came out of for late people. He came out of nowhere and he just became a very reliable, solid player. So it's like I'm excited for this. It's gonna be a dope ass series, man. But I think without a doubt the NBA championship comes out the West.
Not gonna be the Celtics.
No, I don't think the East is gonna do it, man.
So right now the Nuggets are favored by 6 points in game 1, Tuesday night. That seems like a lot of points. I would have guessed it was going to be closer than that. I would have guessed 2.5, 3 points.
It's in Denver, huh?
It's in Denver.
That makes sense.
So there's the altitude.
Yeah. Travel. Niggas getting old, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver take game 1. I got the Lakers in 6 or 7. It's gonna be a battle.
Djokovic it's crazy. Like
Different guy.
who did I say?
Djokovic.
Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got my serves
Yo.
mixed up.
Fucking hilarious.
I don't understand how he doesn't get why he gets so marked up throughout the game. Like he gets so beat up. Like literally has like, claw marks on his arms.
I think that's just a pigmentation thing.
But you don't see other white
He
guys
does
like
get
that.
scraped. He gets scraped more than normal though. He does look like he's been handling like feral house cats.
Yeah.
I feel like
For
that's
the entire first quarter of a game.
I feel like white dudes in general be like that though. Like we'll all play pickup basketball and them niggas have like claws. But I think it's just like y'all niggas just be scratching these. Y'all just get scratching.
Getting scratched. But like
Yeah.
for example, like I don't know.
Plus he a big dude. He always
Yeah.
getting swiped at probably. You know what I mean?
He's got a lot of meat on his arms.
Yeah.
Billy hates that about him, about how he's not as
I don't understand
jacked up
why
as
he doesn't
should
get
be.
in the weight room a little more. Like he's got noodle arms.
His arms.
mean,
are
he's
way
strong.
bigger than yours.
No, they're not. He's
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are, Billy.
one sec.
Jokic's arms are way bigger than yours.
Like, but anyway,
Just-
Jokic's scratches are just insane. Like, does he like put disinfectant on them after every night? Because some of them look infected.
yeah, well, some of them scarred over. Like he's got one
Yeah.
that's just always there. But yeah, within the first 5 minutes of every game, he's bleeding from at least 2 different places on his arms.
But it's so noticeable and it's different. Like, there's no other white players that get as marked up as him, like noticeably.
I agree with that. I think white people in general do. You see the blood pops, like Steve Austin's face when he used to cut that. He'd just be covered in blood the pigmentation matters a little bit, but I think Jokic is probably the all-time.
Mm.
He's the most cut player.
Yeah.
I think he's just a big white dude, man. It'd be that's like really, ball dominant. So people be scratching him a lot more. Like they swipe at him, like he's in the lane. Like when you get rebounds, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have a big show announcement that I'd like to get to, and it's brought to you by our good friends at Sport Clips. That's right, gentlemen. We want it all. We want to play it by ear and have definite plans. We want to overshare life stories and remain mysterious. We want to be hip and wear the same sweatshirt every day. But sadly, we can't have it all unless we're at Sport Clips Haircuts. That's right, where we can tune into the game and tune out of work pings, where we can put our hair in the hands of pros and put our brains on Do Not Disturb. At Sport Clips, we get an unbeatable haircut and some uninterrupted downtime with the MVP experience, complete with massaging shampoos and hot steam towels. The hot steam towel at Sport Clips is amazing. You should go to Sport Clips just for that hot steam towel. Best way to have a haircut. In other words, we get to have it all. You can walk in or check in online. Sport Clips is an absolute game changer. Sport Clips is the best place for guys to get their haircut. I love it. I love the MVP experience. The massaging shampoo is also really, really nice and relaxing. You almost fall asleep when they're massaging your hair and your scalp. And the hot steam towel afterwards ties it all together. Sport Clips, check it out. You can check in online in advance, or you can just walk in. It's a game changer. Sport Clips. All right, big show announcement, massive show announcement. On last episode, we dipped our toes into the world of collegiate meat judging, Arian's new favorite sport. And we want to pick a school and just get really into their meat judging program. We want to throw some NIL money at their meat judgers. We've made a selection.
It's hilarious, bro.
The University of Wyoming. So,
Clap it up.
University of Wyoming, great mascot. Clap it up for the Cowboys. Great logo, great mascot, great college, great state, prestigious alumni like Josh Allen and many others.
Participants in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl.
That's very true. Yeah,
That's also true.
absolutely. So we've got ties that run deep with the University of Wyoming, and their meat judging team, they're making a comeback. So their meat judging team was out of competition for years. This is their first year back. So we're buying low on the University of Wyoming. We want to infuse your program with some cash. We want to sponsor a meat judger in terms of NIL, have them on the podcast to discuss what it's like judging meat all day, every day. I want somebody that lives, breathes, even eats the meat. I want the meatiest person in the world from the University of Wyoming to be our NIL person. So, University of Wyoming, tell your meat judging team you have a big friend in macrodosing. Figure out who on the team would fit in well, would stand to benefit from having some NIL money coming through the door. And we want to go to a meat judging competition. We want to go out to the University of Wyoming at some point, see what it's like. Definitely not just hang out and play golf while we're in Wyoming, but I'm talking about I want to see what the meat judging scene is all about out there in Laramie. So let us know.
People forget
the meat team.
We churn out stars. We had Hendon Hooker on this show, I think, before he ever started a game at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Day 2 NFL draft pick. Millionaire.
Should have been Heisman Trophy winner.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. We're the
Yeah,
reason.
SEC
so-
Offensive Player of the Year. We could turn you into the best meat judger in the United States.
I would also like.
Yes. And Mad Dog wants to have some of the meat.
I'm in my
She would
beef
like to-
jerky era. Billy sees me
Yes.
grabbing beef jerky every day.
Yes.
I bet Billy respects that.
High protein snack.
Yes.
So, reach out to us. The ball's in your court.
Yeah. DM us on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll
The
be
meat's on your rack.
yeah, and I'll be looking to meet up.
Yeah. Let's have a meet. We're gonna have a meetup in Wyoming. We're just gonna go and eat some meat.
I wonder what our audience is like in Wyoming, or like how
It
many.
should be bigger.
Yeah.
How many people live in
I bet-
Wyoming?
When we did this, it was like 400,000 or something like that.
No, I think it's less than that.
In the whole state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 600.
Oh, my fault.
578.
I would like to do business with the meat judging team at the University of Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
So they were gone from the sport. They were absent for a while. They're making a comeback. Big T said it's like UAB coming back in basketball,
Football.
and football. So we're excited to do business there. I want to go check out a meat judging competition, learn more about it. So
I'm down. When
that's
does
it.
when does the season start?
It's an all. I think they have a fall season and a spring season based on what I'm learning about the sport. Or is it a sport?
Yeah, it's sport.
Okay. Or is it more of like you model UN?
Is it a club or a sport? It's
I think
definitely.
I'm going to call it a sport.
It's a
I
sport.
bet there's somebody on a meat judging team somewhere that has gone live holding like a rifle or a shotgun, John Morant style. And you probably your coach is probably like, "Attaboy, get him." Tools of the trade.
What I tell you about putting out them little pistols? pull out the big guns, you go live. You don't know who's watching.
All right, so I'm very, very excited about that. Big T, you got anything that you're teed off about today?
Well, in the time that we've been recording the show, it seems like Miller Lite has joined Bud Light in going woke. So I haven't seen the commercial. I've seen the commercial. I haven't heard it yet. But apparently they're joining in. So I'm tentatively teed off, but I haven't seen it yet. So
It's not that bad at all. It's not. It's basically saying that Miller Lite exploited women in ads.
give me 1 minute. Let me watch it. We'll cut this part and I'll come back and see if I'm teed off.
It's not that bad. It's
I want to watch.
Okay.
I want to watch it
Wait,
too.
what is it?
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
let's-
Time out. Pause. Okay, we have now watched the Miller Lite commercial that Big T was preemptively upset about. Big T, how steaming mad are you right now after watching
It's just really stupid. I don't think it rises to a teed off. It's just dumb.
I think it's actually very far right because they talked about women existing and how they're implying there's only 2 genders by that video talking about women.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's a very
how is that?
I think it's a very far right video.
How is that? How do they ever even imply that there are 2 genders in that video?
They just were talking about women
They
versus
just imply
men.
that there's women.
Yeah, and then that implies there's men. So I think it's actually a very conservative.
That doesn't imply that at all.
I know, I'm joking. I'm trying to spin zone it. Can we not just?
It's just a dumb commercial. They just like say shit 37 times. Or like, look how edgy we are, and like
I think
we love women more than you.
So
it's
why are you upset about it? I don't.
I'm not.
The right
it's just,
right wing Twitter.
Not in real life, but like why what's the?
I think people are upset that it seems they're trying to cater to a left wing audience.
Right wing Twitter's like, oh no, now we have to cancel Miller Lite after we did Bud Light.
Wait, women is a left wing.
Well, I mean, you watch the commercial. I think it's being like
They're trying to
female empowerment.
all the old
type
beer
things.
commercials.
So annoying.
So female empowerment is left wing.
No, but I mean, you can see how that ad is specifically is marketed.
I think. Well.
You know what's the funniest thing?
It don't make no sense. Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
The funniest thing is that they're going to find all those old ads with like girls in bikinis and they're taking them and destroying them. So like that's what they're going after. Like they're literally looking for you to send them like old sexist ads so that they can turn it into mulch to make new beer with. It's just kind of a weird concept. They're actively going out looking for these.
Is the conservative standpoint from your perspective, Big T, that women weren't exploited?
No, I don't care about this at all.
No. That was a question.
I
mean, it's in context of the ad, because I guess that's what the ad is saying. Right? The ad is saying women were exploited and we helped exploit them.
Are you at what? So what are you asking me?
I'm saying is the conservative standpoint that women were exploited and that's why
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I don't really care about this, so I'm not the one to
I've
ask.
seen a lot of the top tweets regarding this ad, and it's funny because they're sharing the ad so much. They're having the ad be exposed to a much wider audience than it ever would have.
I do think that was maybe the point of making it.
Yeah, it might have been. So this might be a genius ad move by Miller Lite, but I think the conservative reaction to it, from what I've seen, and it's just limited so far, is that women used to be sexually exploited during beer commercials, and that rocks. Like it was like seeing girls in bikinis drinking beer rocks.
Beer and boobs have gone together for centuries.
And apologizing for having boobs in beer commercials is a woke thing to do.
Well, no,
that's
mean,
what I
in
think.
fairness, everything in this ad that they're like talking about is from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can see them. You can see it in the commercial.
The Coors Light commercial where it was like, and twins, like guys love twins. That was the last of the old school beer commercials, I think. At that point where after they took that off, like NFL pregame shows, then everything since then has been pretty much, marketed towards men and women. And it's just most beer commercials in the last 20 years, I would say, it's like the most diverse cast of people drinking beer on a rooftop. That's what they've been going for recently. And I think by saying we're sorry that we put chicks in bikinis in our beer commercials, I think the right-wing reaction to that is just like, oh no, you shouldn't apologize because that rocks. I think this is a case of right-wingers getting high on their own supply and basically like searching for something woke everywhere and then pretending to get mad at it because now we can't have boobs in commercials anymore.
I do actually. I think I'm choosing Billy's stance on this.
Yeah.
There were no, that I can tell, transgender women involved in this ad. So does Miller Lite actually not believe trans women are women? That's what some people are asking.
Yeah.
There was one woman of color, but more white women than women
Billy
of
thinks
color.
that's like the height of comedy right now. I don't.
It's stupid. The whole thing
it's the
is
one
stupid.
joke.
It's everything. It's stupid, but or
There
if I was
are-
a beer company, I would partner with like OnlyFans and like have like partner OnlyFans models with the beer so they can advertise their OnlyFans, and then everyone's happy.
Arian, you'll like this. This has led to some Twitter accounts like the Patriotic Blonde, and some other conservative women posting just bikini pictures of themselves. This woman appears to be maybe in her mid-40s, so that I'll send that your way.
I'll take a look.
So that's a plus. Anyway, yeah, that's not teed off.
So whatever. So like whatever the left wants, the right does the opposite, and there's like no women in bikinis. And now the conservative women who are like, we need Christian values, are posting pics in bikinis. It's funny, dog. This country is a hilarious show. Like whoever's watching this shit is having a great time. This is hilarious.
But George Soros also was rumored to be dead, but he is not. That was another thing going on right-wing Twitter today. He's not dead.
Okay, I did not see that.
Yeah, he had to tweet, "I am not dead. I did not have a heart attack."
Who started that one?
I think Billy.
No, it was floating. But now they're thinking that he is actually dead, and they're covering it up.
Oh, this ad's from March. This is old.
I think,
I just found
man, it would be great to distract right-wing Twitter if you were trying to disguise George Soros being dead.
So I think that I think that the woke beer thing is, there's a possibility that all the beer companies are getting together and then they're just agreeing one by one, let's take turns making really woke beer ads, and that way people don't stay mad at any one of us for too long, because people just, I feel like also the whole Bud Light boycott thing, that's going to die down over the summer. People are going to forget about that, move on to the next company that has some advertisement that they don't like.
They're really serious about that one. I've known
they'll move on.
No, dude, I've known lifelong Bud Light drinkers who have now are never touching Anbev again. Like literally, it was crazy because I always used to make fun of them because I was a Coors guy and we get into arguments about buying beer, and they are literally, I mean, I like Coors Light and they're just going with me on the Coors Light train now. It's crazy.
They'll move on. They always do.
This guy's serious.
Your guy.
Remember when people were like throwing their Keurig machines off cliffs and shit
and Nike,
and letting those on fire?
This one's
Nike Keurig
different.
do?
This one's different. I don't know what it is because beer's trucks, like people are loyal to those companies. Like they only buy a Chevy Silverado. Like they stick to their guns. The Bud Light guys, a lot of them have totally excommunicated the beer. Seriously, like they're taking this one seriously.
I know, Billy. I'm telling you from seeing these things play out once or twice. And Big T, to answer your question, I think Keurig pulled their advertising from Sean Hannity in like 2016 or 2017, and so people just started destroying their Keurig machines and their K cups. Nike is another good example of that when they sponsored Colin Kaepernick. Like people will move on; they will forget about it. There'll be another shiny thing that comes up.
This is different though because
you think it's going to put Anheuser-Busch out of business? No,
but people don't like care about Keurig as the brand as much as people care about beer truck companies. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's integral to like like their Americanism, like the brand, the loyalty to that brand. I know it sounds crazy, but it's different with like beer.
Wait, so what are you saying? What is
that? This is lasting because it's
so that they're gonna put.
I don't think Bud Light's gonna recover.
So they're gonna go out of business.
They're sales wise because they've taken a huge hit, and the guys who buy the most Bud Light, who are loyal to Bud Light, those are the ones consuming most of the Bud Light, and those are the same people who are like saying no.
I actually think that most normal people don't care.
I do too.
These aren't normal people.
Yeah, but like normal people
that have
normal people are the biggest light beer drinkers in the world. And there's a subset that do care, but I think it's a very, very small percentage compared to regular people.
But they, I think, consume more beer than the regular person. They're like, because that brand is a part of their identity. It's like, I'm an American. I drink Bud. Like,
I think it'd be more. I think it'd be more
like that, and only that.
I think it'd be more
now,
more
I'm not
dangerous.
touching Bud Light again.
It'd be more dangerous to piss off the Irish than it would be to piss off the Americans when it came to beer sales.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Irish drink Budweiser like that?
No,
Yes.
Guinness.
Guinness, but also they drink like Bud. Irish people drink like
Yeah,
Bud heavy.
if like it would if Bud Light started like being monarchists, there would be a lot of guys in Boston being like throwing the shit out.
Listen, we're sitting here discussing all these trash beer brands. We don't have a problem until Angry Orchard does something, and at that point we'll revisit. But until then, we're fine. Nobody was going to drink Miller Lite anyway.
I love Miller Lite.
So
I love
Big T. Are you teed off about anything else, or just your antenna went up because
Ted
there's
Lasso?
a possibility
Ted
that
Lasso actually has gone woke. They have gone woke, and the show sucks now. But other than that, no, not really.
Yellowstone went woke apparently in the new season.
What is? I'm sick. Doesn't it make you like your skin crawl just to hear the term woke? I feel like that is just
When white people say it, yeah.
No, just even I feel like white conservative people have to start getting some fatigue from the word woke. Like everything, there's too much.
I wouldn't hate a new term. I wouldn't hate a new term. Let's come up with it right now.
Well, usually y'all just jagging from black people, so just wait a little bit.
Listen, I'm not the one creating these words. Don't yell at me about it.
I'm talking about your committee.
Okay. I wouldn't hate replacing woke. I'll by Thursday I'm gonna bring a list of a couple.
We've been saying this shit for a very long time, and so it's like I don't think we'll stop using it. It's just have been co-opted into a pejorative, and so I'm sure whatever term that we use to describe the next wave of social injustice, y'all will take that and use it.
I'm promising.
Matter of fact, I guarantee the next big social wave that happens, the anti-term is gonna come from black folks, and white folks gonna co-opt it. I guarantee it.
I can only speak for me. I'm telling you, on Wednesday, I'm gonna bring 3 or 4 and pick one that I personally am going to use to replace woke.
Actually, I got a better one that
Terms?
we should do this because it'll help. Dosed. That's like, I think that not to replace woke, but like if you listen to Macrodosing, you're dosed. Yo, are you dosed? That we should get that going. That would be pretty cool.
Dude, I'm dosed out right
All right,
now.
Yo,
but
dude, are you dosed?
I'm
dosed. If you meet a fellow Macrodosian and you want to know if they're listening to Macrodosing, just say, "Hey, are you dosed?"
It's like the Jeep wave.
Yeah. Are you dosed?
Mhm.
Yo, you dosing right now?
Yo, are you dosed?
I like that.
Yo.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I
But
hope-
I
I
also
hope it
do want to
catches
hear.
on.
Yeah.
I also do want to hear Big T's 3 nominees to replace woke, because we've reached woke fatigue. Just anything people don't like right
Holy
now.
shit.
Oh, it's woke.
Sidebar. Anheuser-Busch is the largest beer company in the world.
They own everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they own 500 different beer brands. And they have an average annual revenue of $57 billion a year, bruh. That's fucking crazy, dog.
That's so much beer.
They own Corona.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The what's the term?
Monopoly?
Conglomerate.
No, the fact that you have to choose is a myth because you're it's like you're selecting the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. It all goes back to the same pot.
Yeah. It's like the myth of variety.
Yeah, and you know how grocery stores operate, where like shelf space is so hard to come by, especially in the beer department, where they do so much business with grocery stores, and they're not going to give up any of that shelf space. I think that they might see a very, very short-term small decline in sales. They'll be back. They always come back. There's just too many things. There's too many things that you guys have to keep track of to protest now. That's the thing. It's like everything could be considered woke.
Did you see the ad that they came out like in response to the backlash?
No.
That shit funny. It's like, so just picture the most American
Yeah.
country rooted shit thing in the world, and it's like when you think of beer, and it has like Clydesdale horses running down a country road with American flags waving, and it's like you think of America. America is beer. America is, and they don't say Bud Light, they say Budweiser.
Yeah.
Hilarious, yo.
King of beers. It's not very American though to have a king. It's monarchist.
Well, I mean, is it the amount of hops? What's the difference between Budweiser and Bud Light? I don't even drink beer
Calories and alcohol percentage. So I think a Bud's about 5%. I think a Bud Light's 4.2. And because that little
Does it taste
variation,
different?
they actually
Yeah.
they genetically engineered yeast to produce a beer with a lower calorie content. Like that's the development of light beer is actually very interesting because it's kind of there's a lot of science behind it.
Billy knew off the top of his head, and I've checked, he was correct on both the precise alcohol by volume of both Budweiser and Bud Light.
That's wild.
They're
Yeah, you
5 and
gotta know.
4.2.
Well,
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
no, it's beer math. It's beer math because when you go to the store and you have only a certain amount of money and you're trying to figure out what beer to buy and you're trying to figure out
All right, give us Billy's best bang for your buck of beer.
Make that a graphic.
well, it's actually it was the Hooters in New York City. It had the cheapest beer by ounce, but now the Hooters is gone. So the
All right, we walking in the store. We walking in
no,
walking in a bodega. Give us Billy's best
you
bang
buy
for
a
your
40.
buck for beer.
You buy a 40
Okay.
ouncer.
Which
Yeah.
which kind?
Well, I like Coors Light. That's the best bang for your buck if you want to buy a Coors Light. But like,
No, but if we're talking actual 40, like malt liquor,
oh,
you got to go Steel Reserve 211.
I
I
actually
was
was a
at
bigger
Old
fan of
English.
Old English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Billy, if you're talking beer math, Steel Reserve is way more alcohol than an Old English is.
Well-
Maybe you should get with the times.
Right, but actually,
Yeah,
what we used
dude,
to do.
you just got outfit
I
on
didn't
beer
get no.
math.
We used to do the Colt 45. We would get a Colt
Old
45.
heads still know a thing or two.
Dude, Colt 45, do a sidewalk slammer and mix it with a Four Loko.
Yeah.
You take a Colt 45,
That's-
drink half of it, then you fill up the rest with Four Loko.
Is Four Loko
And
still
then-
killing people? When I was growing up,
No.
that shit was killing people. They stopped that?
No, they
Okay.
took the fun stuff out of it.
the fun stuff.
Yeah, you finish. By the time you finish the Colt 45 Four Loko mixed, you're gonna want to slam it on the sidewalk because you're gonna be out of your fucking mind.
I can't believe I used to drink 40s, bro. I can't. That's crazy, dog.
My friends do sidewalk slammers like every weekend.
Are they still slamming them
Forgot
on the
about that
sidewalks?
shit.
No. Like
Yeah.
shattering them? Not when I'm around, at
Mad
least.
Dog 2020s. We should drink Mad Dog 2020s.
I still have never had
Parmesan.
Mad Dog.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
No, you should. You should try it one time.
Them shits suck.
Didn't you
But
just
yeah,
have it
Billy,
the other day?
211.
PFT?
I had a Mad Dog. When was the last time I had a Mad? No, it's been a little bit. I can't remember the last time I drank one, but I autographed a Mad Dog on Friday. Somebody brought it out. I was doing a radio hit live at this brewery here in Ashburn, Virginia, and somebody brought me a Mad Dog Bling Bling Blue Raspberry to sign. So that was kind of cool. Yep.
We still ain't get Maddie her crown, huh?
I haven't had Crown in a while.
Oh,
But,
we still. I
she
thought we
won
drizzled
she
it.
won the.
We can put
No,
it.
she won the tournament, the NCAA tournament
Last
in
year.
2022.
We can put it-
We never gave her her shit.
We can put a handle of Crown in the new studio and just like rest it there. And just
Okay,
bust it
Deal.
out for a special occasion.
we'll do a big one. We'll do it. First
Mhm.
episode.
Yeah, let's do that.
First
Yeah.
episode, we there. We all in there. We crack open a big bottle of Crown. And I
Mhm.
get too lit because podcasting on drunkenness is not a good idea.
We
Ocean's
get
episode.
ocean.
That was the first time I ever met you.
Was it?
And you were
Impressive.
you were at one point talking to, I don't remember who it was. It was out in like the main rundown area, and it wasn't an argument, but it was an intense discussion with someone. And I looked over at PFT. I was like, "Is Arian like really drunk right now?" He goes, "Oh yeah." and that was before, and we recorded like late. It was like 6
Yeah,
or
we were
7
still
o'clock,
recording at 4 p.m.
and we went for a
Yeah.
long time. And you were
Yeah.
you were. It was
I
it
was
was
lit.
funny, but
Yeah. I won't get that lit, but I'll have a good time.
Mhm.
All All right. Well, this has been a fun discussion. I do have one more prediction, but I'll save it. Big prediction coming on Thursday's Macrodosing about this summer. I've got something to keep your eyes open for because I think it's about to happen. That'll be the cliffhanger. PFT's prediction for the summer. I know what the bracket's going to look like for the dozen tournament.
What?
So I know what seed. I know what seed.
How you,
I don't know
how
what
you know?
Let me run that back. I don't know what the bracket's going to look like. I do know what seed you guys are going to be.
How you know?
I know friends on the committee.
See, that's that bullshit. See how we getting work?
They got to pick their opponent, probably.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
I don't
no.
like this shit, man. You and Jeff going to see me.
Absolutely not. We did not pick any team that we're going to play against, but I know what seed you guys ended up at.
Are you gonna tell us or are you gonna save it?
We're going to save it. That's going to be another thing that's going to have to come out. And I don't know if Jeff. Well, again, let me rephrase this.
Don't
If
matter.
the bracket came out today, I know what seed you guys would be. There might be another fan vote that might bump you guys up. So if there's another fan vote, you guys could always improve.
Pump that shit.
But I kind of know what I know what the baseline is going to be for
See,
it.
that's what I'm saying. I know my role on that team, dog. Big T is the all-star. Maddie with the oddballs. You know what I'm saying? I come in, I'm the sixth man. Every now and then I do my thing. But like I know my role. You know what I'm saying? And I provide the vibes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Love it.
Yeah.
Squad. We're gonna win. I've been practicing too. I've been looking at all kind of old sports shit.
Let's go. Next
Yeah,
week,
we
gonna
gonna
be a
win.
movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a movie. We're gonna win.
That
Love
would
it.
rock.
All right. Well,
do I get if you guys win the whole thing? What do you guys win?
A trophy?
I don't think anything. Well, if we
You
get
get a
if
ring,
we get
Billy?
rings made, you will get a ring because you played in a game.
Thank you. That's all I want.
That's how it works.
We'll get you. Or like a big box of Bud Light.
No. Coors Light.
wait, Billy, are you? Yeah, you're a Coors Light
I
guy.
drink a
All
lot
right.
of Coors Light because it's the best beer.
Yes, you do.
The mountains are
All right.
blue.
We will see you guys on Thursday's episode. We will stay loving you until that time. Love you guys.